بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. This is lesson number 67 from the explanation of Bulugh Al-Maram. Inshallah, today we'll be dealing with solely with the issue in regards to a person who becomes a Muslim, if he has to take a ghusl or not. Okay, so this is a hadith of Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu في قصة ثمامة ابن أوثال عندما أسلم وأمره النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يغتسل. رواه عبد الرزاق وأصله متفق عليه. Alright, so this hadith is reported on the authority of Abi Hurairah رضي الله عنه في قصة الثمامة. Alright, قصة الثمامة is a longer hadith in Sahih Muslim. Bukhari, he brought the shorter version. So, and the story basically is about Thumama when he's from Yamama, which is now in the area, which is the original tribe of Yamama is Bani Hanifa, which this area of Yamama is now actually known as Riyadh, in the area around Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. This is the original name for this is Yamama. So when the people they try to say that the hadith about Najd and the sun rises, what is it? Not the sun, but I'm sorry, the Corona Shaitan, that it comes out of Najd. And of course this goes back to the hadith of Ibn Umar, which is the Prophet ﷺ was saying, he's making dua, he said, Allahumma barak lana fi shamina wa fil yamanina. So he made dua for barakah in Sham and Yemen, which wallahi we see this hadith muhaqqaqa, wallahi we see this dua muhaqqaq, because the barakah of Sham and Yemen throughout the ages of Islam, from the futuhat and from the knowledge and everything, Allah musta'an. So he said this, and he said, we'll call it wa fi najdina, and then he said, well, what about fi najdina? فقال اللهم بارك لنا في شامنا وبارك لنا في يمننا. So the Prophet ﷺ made the same dua again, and then he said, قال وفي نجدنا قال هنالك الزلازل وفتن وبها أو قال منها يخرج قرن الشيطان. And of course a lot of the people now, especially the Khawarij, they try to say that, oh, see this hadith, it goes to show that, the Sardiya and the Qaran al-Shaytan, and they don't understand that Najd is referred to the southern part of Iraq. And Najd in the Arabic language, it refers to ay makan murtafi'. And this is a statement of Imam Nawawi and a statement of other ulama, if they just go back and read in books. But they don't, because they don't care. The truth is not what they're seeking. The truth is not what they're seeking. They're seeking anything just to appease their false beliefs. So in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, Bani Hanifa was referred to as Yamama, and that's where Musaylamat al-Kadhab came out of, and that's why they called him Kadhab al-Yamama. Alright, and so Allah musta'an. Alright, so this is this story right now, what we're talking about of Thumama. He was captured and he was from that area, and he was tied to a pillar from Rabatu al-Sariya in the masjid. He was tied to one of the pillars in the masjid, and he was kept there for 3 days. And the Prophet ﷺ was coming to him and asking him questions like, what do you, certain questions. And then he would leave him and come back the next day and talk to him, and until finally he told him to untie him. And then Thumama, he went and he himself made a ghusl. He did the ghusl. Now, according to the hadith in Sahih Muslim, he went and he did that, and then he came back and then he did his shahada, and he entered into Islam. So now to say as far as the hadith in Muslim, as far as the Prophet ﷺ ordering him to do that, now that's a different issue. And that's why you're going to see, as far as the ulama in this regards, they split up into different madhahib in regards to whether or not the ghusl is an obligation on the person, and based on the adillah that they have at their disposal, right? So we're going to have like 3 different opinions, okay? So the first opinion, we have the opinion that it's wajib, alright, wujub, mutlaqan, khalas, and all circumstances, the person has to go and take a ghusl when the person enters into Islam. Alright, then we have the istihbab muqayyada. Alright, so like this is the istihbab unless the person is in a state of janaba. if the person is in a state of janaba, like for example, he's married, all right. So of course in that time he's had that type of activity which would necessitate him having to take a ghusl from janaba. So in that case it becomes an obligation upon him. Under this is the second statement. And the third statement is istihbab mutlaqan. Under all circumstances is mustahab, whether he's in a state of janaba or not in a state of janaba, that he takes the ghusl. So now let's look at the first qawl. The first qawl is the wujub, all right? Under all circumstances, whatever circumstances the person is under, he should take the ghusl. This is a statement of Malik, statement of Ahmed, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmed, Abi Thawr, Ibn Mundhir, and so on and so forth. Okay, so and they go back and they have the dalil from the hadith of fi hadha al-bab, and also there's another hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud wa Nasa'i, and this hadith is on Qais ibn Asim, and basically the hadith goes that he aslama fa amarahu Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam yaktasida bima'in wa sidr. All right, so the Qais ibn Asim, he became Muslim, and the Prophet ﷺ ordered him to bathe with bil ma' wa sidr. Sidr was referred to as the leaves of the sidr tree. The sidr tree, the leaves, they excretes this type of it's almost like a soap. It's like the soapy type lathering. So you could use it, and it, mashallah, is very, very good for cleansing the skin. And because of this type of liquid that is excreted from the leaves, and they also use this to cure people who are suffering from sihr, from witchcraft. So an yaktasil bima' wa sidr, and this was an order from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this hadith was made authentic. Was musahhab Sheikh Mubil rahimahullah. He put it in his Jami' Sahih, and this was the call that he took. He took that it was an obligation that anybody that became Muslim, that they should take a bath. They should take a ghusl once they become Muslim. And even the chapter heading that he put in Jami' Sahih for this hadith, he said Bab al-Kafir idha aslama yaghtasil. So the chapter is if a disbeliever, if he becomes Muslim, he should take a bath. All right, and also this is the opinion of Ash-Shawkani, as is stated in Nail al-Awtar. Wallahu a'lam. And Shaykh Uthaymeen also took the same opinion. So, and this is the stronger opinion. The second opinion is istihbab al-ghusl illa idha kana junuba. So here he should that it's something that's beloved, that he is preferred that he take a ghusl, except in the case that he's junub. If he's in a state of janaba, then it becomes an obligation. It becomes an obligation. And they also mentioned the same two hadiths, but they said that the order, the command for the ghusl was not for wujub. It was for istihbab, that he should do this. Unless, of course, like I said, like was mentioned, if the person is in a state of janaba, then it's an obligation upon that person. And of course, the last opinion is just that it's mustahab mutlaqan. All right. So it's preferred in all situations. It's preferred, but it's not an obligation. So the stronger opinion, obviously, is the first one, based on the two hadiths, the hadith in Sahih Muslim and Bukhari, and the hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud and Nasa'i. So based on those two hadiths, if a person becomes Muslim and enters into Islam, that person should take a ghusl. Because obviously, you don't know, even the whole fact of the person living their lives, and the whatever age they become Muslim. Let's say that they became Muslim at 15, at 20, at 21, at 30. Bila shak, I mean, this person has been in a state of janaba at least once in their lives, and they never taken actual ghusl, because the only way that you could take the ghusl that relieves you of those impurities is that you have to have the correct niyyah, the correct intention. Because the Prophet sallallahu said in the hadith of Umar radiyallahu anhu, innamal a'malu binniyat. So all actions are based on their intentions. So if you're just taking a bath just for the purposes of cleaning yourself, then that doesn't relieve you of those impurities. You have to take the bath with the intentions of relieving yourself of the impurities. And being that the person who's not a Muslim, he's not taking the bath with that intentions. So those intentions do not exist unless, a person that might have grown up in a Muslim society, and they started following the customs of the Muslims before they became Muslim, then maybe you could say that this person, but it still should take a bath, regardless. It should still take a ghusl upon their entering into Islam, with that intention of washing away any of those impurities, inshallah. Wallahu a'lam. So the stronger opinion with this issue is that it is an obligation, and the person, when he enters into Islam or she enters into Islam, should be informed on how to take a ghusl and to have the correct intentions. They should be taught about the intentions, because the most important thing here is the intention. All right, that the person is taking and making this ghusl with the correct intention. All right, without that intention, then it's invalid. So the person should be taught about this, that the intention should be to cleanse them of any of these impurities as they enter into Islam, so they can pray and they can, and they can do all the ibadah and all the functions that they need to be pure for those functions. Inshallah. Wa ilahuna subhanaka wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka